Hey, how's it going? This is Flat Earth Aussie Jesus here again this evening. I don't know why I call myself that. It's stupid, isn't it? I mean, just because I got the hair and beard and the Christ consciousness. I mean, like, this stupid name you call yourself. Yeah, why Flat Earth? Why? Well, that's the question we always like to ask ourselves from there should be enough memory. I mean, the other stuff, the battery memory stuff. Charge it to my company. Right. So I decided that being a little bit stoned just wasn't good enough. So I went out in the garden and I found some rocks and I crushed them up. I got stoned. Predicting in the morning I'm going to give birth to a nugget. Or a rock. I'm hoping for a nugget, you know. From millions. No, not anyway, I'm still penciling it out, eh? I decided that sitting down here is going to work better. And I got to number 7, number 5. I don't even believe I did 5 yet. I haven't even done a single one. So, I think I did, didn't I? I read that out because it goes all the way to the 6. And 6 goes all the way to the 2/3 down the page, and then there's nothing. It's just blank, which is odd. Maybe I think I'll come back and amend that one later. I left space. I left space. Oh yeah, how long were you there for? Wow. Why'd you leave? Because, you know, you... I can't think why. Why would I leave space? It's got lots of space. It's a plus. It's got, like, well, room to move. Assuming you want to go anyway. But where do you want to go anyway? You want to move. Who needs room? This is getting too deep for me. I'm going to have to stop this discussion right now. Too late. That was not even a fraction of the one I did earlier. You should have heard it. It was like... obviously been building up for a long time. Good to let it out. You know what they say about a good motion or an emotion. What's the difference between an emotion and a good motion? It's less emotional. I should write that down. Quick, what's the number for 911? You have to understand the humour behind that. You know, it's a Homer Simpson joke. Homer Simpson can run to any phone anywhere, and he wants to dial the president. Hello, Mr. President. Or however Homer speaks and stuff. Or if he wants to ring NASA, he's like, "Hello, NASA," and he wants to ring God. "Hello, God." But when there's an emergency, he goes, "Quick, what's the number for 911?" I just think that's funny as. But there are things funnier than The Simpsons. Perhaps. Unless they travel to the future and see the future first and bring it back and introduce it as themselves first and make themselves look funnier and predict the future. I'm going to have to look into that. Where to leave my time machine. It's all good. I'll get the TARDIS later. I think I have to take this off to read the rest. It's getting a bit dark in here. Oh wait. Nah, I'm good. I'm not really getting dark in here. So did I read 5 or did I not? That is a question which is going to be answered right now just by reading it. Just like tall buildings disappearing in the distance. Have I read this before? It sounds familiar. Just like tall buildings disappearing in the distance because of convergence, the sun disappears in the distance due to being obscured for the exact same reasons. So therefore, you get night. It says with a K. You get knighted. So Kedmandillery. Number 6 says, the seasons work by the annual motion of the sun spiraling up and down, travelling. That travelled. It went all the way down. Up she blows. Go away, little bug. Buggle. Okay. The seasons work by the annual motion of the sun spiraling up and down throughout the year. The descendant point is December the 22nd, the ascendant point the June the 22nd. It is ascendeth and appeareth to move northeth due to the distance whicheth giveth more lighteth directly to give north earth their summers, mountains the tyrants their allowance from the life-giving angel of the morning with you. Why would you be mourning with you? Hurrah! I should read that again, because it didn't make a lot of sense the way I read it. The seasons work by the annual motion of the sun spiraling up and down throughout the year. The descendant point is December the 22nd. The ascendant point I actually wrote it like that. I was trying to be serious. Goose. Actually works. Goose forever. Who'd have thought? Okay, let's go back to the beginning of the last sentence. The descendant the descendant point is December the 20th. Take 22. Okay, get into character right now. What? Can't I just have a laugh? Fuck. The descendant point is but the 22nd. The ascendant point. Oh, now I get what it's saying. Okay. The descendant point is December the 22nd. The ascendant point is June the 22nd. As it ascendeth, it appeareth to move northeth during to the distances which it giveth more lighteth, directly to give north earth their summers, amounts, their tidance, their allowance, from the life-giving angel of the morning, Ra. He reigneth upon the earth, the life, and from Mother Earth, birth. All hail to the Father Son, all hail Mother Earth. I think I'll actually pay that, despite, sorry for misreading a little bit and getting a little giggly. It's just sometimes that happens. Seven. Sorry, let me adjust my seat. 7. 7 is the divine principle of heaven. I'd advise you to stay away from 7. S is of the Sir who returned without repent, and Sir was splendid. E is for eternity, even through the Ouroboros. I'll put the pencil. I spelled it wrongly. I just spelled it Ouroboros, but I think they actually meant the Ouroboros. There we go. That makes more sense. E is for eternity, even through the Ouroboros, and E doth evolve the love, but it's weird. It actually wrote in between. See how I'm writing on every second line? I don't know if you can see that or not, but I am writing on every second line. I don't know if that will show up, but yeah, probably won't. But I'll read it for you, because that's my job. I'm the reader of what I wrote. Since I wrote it, I should read it. You know, you can read it later. Alligator. And V is breaking virgin ground, and troth her love is bliss. So the first time I wrote in between the lines, and V is breaking virgin ground, and troth, it's kind of like betroth, I guess. Her love is bliss. So it starts with B, so B to betrothed. Let me read this again. 7 is for the divine principle of heaven. I'd advise you to stay away. That's what happened there. There's a word missing. And now it looks wrong, because I have to put a little V underneath it to insert it. Because if you don't insert it, you don't know where it came from. Where did that from come from? Anyway, now I have to start all over again. 7. Period. 7 is the divine principle of heaven. I'd advise you to stay away from 7. S is the Sir who returned without repent, and Sir was splendid. E is for eternity, even though through the Ouroboros, and E doth evolve the love. However, we skip something out in between, which says, and V, because 7, I just went straight from S from E to E, which makes the word see. But when you insert the V into C, you sieve, and to sieve out, so V is breaking virgin ground, and troth, her love is bliss. And then the next line beneath it again says, evolve the love. What does something do when it revolves? It goes round and around. So to evolve, when you put some into it, is just to revolve, to keep coming back around again and again and again. Now next I wrote, I don't make any sense of this, whatever, so I'm just going to have to read it as I wrote it, and you'll just have to try and tolerate it, because I tolerate it. If you tolerated something, did you tolerate it? Anyway, without any more devolution, we shall evolve into this. However, the steely blade of injustice entered the pearly gates. The sons of the damned were sent to wander the earth forever. The steely blade, the dagger, is also the cross, where you cross the boundaries. When you're on the line, you're bordering between states. What did the New Zealand sculpted artipiece say to the concrete rendition of a man? Statue, bro. Got to put a bit of Kiwi humour in here and there, eh? Just to keep it real. Human nature dictates that when an intelligent working humanoid hits Christ consciousness between the serpent and what is eventual, you might just start to think that truth is factual. But the T between the S and E in 7 is Stephen. And my name is Ross. That's Ross with an R. R. Brr. Sir. Der. Fur. Gur. Her. Ear. Jerker. Brr. Mer. Nor. Or. Her. Cur. Ra. Her. Weird, eh? That's just putting one letter to every letter of the alphabet. Now let's watch what we do if we do it for Stephen with an S, because that was just Ross with an R. So now we go through the alphabet with S after each letter. So it's Aspis, Kistis, Espis, Gus, His, Is, Jis, Kis, Lis, Mis, Nis, Os, Pis, Kus, Ris, Sis, Tis, Us, Vis, Us, Exis, This, This. Now try for the second letter. Let's start with Steve. At, bit, kit, dit, et, fit, git, hit, it, jit, kit, lit, mit, nit, it, put, quit, sit, tit, tit, ut, vit, ut, zit, 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 tit. Now try for the second letter of Ross. The O. Yo, ko, do, yo, go, ho. Yo, jo, ko, lo, mo, no, o. Ho, ko, ro, so, to, yo, wo, zo, yo, zo, 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 yo. Let's add that a little bit, yeah. So, as you can see, I've come a long way. I've sung the alphabet in multiple different languages. One with raw and or, and the other with s and t. And so, I think we can move on from that. Like, just because Ross has s at the end doesn't mean that I get to say double burn. I don't get to say that, but I could imply it if I was that way inclined. I'm not that way inclined. Ah, shit. So, we're already at 21 minutes. These videos can only go for 30 minutes maximum. Sometimes I get 31 out of them. It tells me it's still recording, but I know it's not. It's just lying. So let's just go straight to 8. 8 being the number of infinity. How shall we start with in a fin, in a tin, infinity. Maybe we should just start with some Cooper's Sparkling Ale, and thank you very much, Cooper's Sparkling Ale, for sponsoring this second edition. I expect my $1,000 paycheck in the mail every week for the rest of my life. Thank you very much. This is the joke. It's 2002. A day. Every day. In every time zone. So 24 times a day. For infinity. Which is what we're up to anyway. So yep, I think we have been drinking Coopers for infinity. The one thing about the figure 8 is the best one to tell you how the sun works above the flat and stationary plane. Maybe I should draw a figure 8 for you. I don't know if I can do it sideways on, so maybe you should get sideways on, and we'll just go a little bit straight. Yeah, it's just not going to show on the camera. I'll just do it and you can see. That's really random, and the worst I've done in ages and ages. But hopefully the camera is able to capture some of that. I don't know. I don't know if it did, I don't know if it didn't. But that's pretty much what a sun and a lemma is. However, if you did it properly without trying to do it in front of a camera, you do it more like this. Even that's not good. This is how I'd do it. Without moving my hand. That's a lot of infinities anyway. So that's number 8. Now I thought I'd do that one in sign language for the people that can't read. Yeah, because in a figure 8 there's lots of different sine waves. Da da da. I think I just saw a sign. Did it say this way to the hospital? No. It said, you need to put the camera down here and behave. And try to be sensible for 8.8 repeater seconds. So in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. A wolf moved into and laid down with the lamb. A wolf crept into and laid down with the lamb. Now in the Bible, the ancient Bible, it says, the lion lays down with the lamb. Now the Bible, the ancient Bible, says the lamb lays down with a wolf. A wolf? A wolf. Oh, bum away. A what and bum away? You a what? Oh, don't want to bum away. I do not want you to bum away. Why you bum away? We bum away. No more bum. No more boom. We bum away. We bum. So anyway, as I was getting around in a long about sort of way, fuck, we're running out of time again, is that the analemma, the figure eight, bigger. When you look at an image of a sun, analemma, I mean, most of us know this by now. If you haven't, look it up. It's an image of the sun taken from the same place at the same time of day over a period of a year, mapping out different places of the sun, putting all the pictures together, from pointing in the same direction. They're not adjusting for going around the sun on the outside of a spinning ball. They're just taking the picture from a fixed point at the same time of day, every day, or once every week even, once every month. Sometimes get 10 or 12 images of the sun going around. But yeah, if you do it 2 or 3 times a month at least, and capture many images, it makes a figure eight. But what does a figure eight do in the sun analemma is it's much bigger on the bottom section and a bit smaller on the top section, because that represents the path of the sun going in its figure eight, spiraling out throughout the year. The very top point, that's June 22nd. The very bottom point down there, that's December 22nd. So as it gets higher, it appears to get further away, therefore puts more direct light down into the north, giving them their summer. Then as it comes back down, it appears to go in a bigger spiral around us, therefore appears to be moving south, giving the south part of our Earth its summer. It's pretty straightforward, and the reason that the bottom part looks bigger is because the sun is nearer. The nearer something is, the bigger it seems to be. That's why the bottom part of the sun analemma is like this big compared to this big of the top part, because the 2 crossover points in eternity are the equinoxes, the equal days, where the sun is equidistant. That's why it crosses over on the equinox, because X always marks as the spots, and that's what the cross is doing, is marking the spot, which coincidentally coincides with the spring equinox, when new life begins again, because for the northern hemisphereans, for the sun is actually getting further away, which makes it appear to come closer. So they've been living in darkness their whole lives, kind of, in respect to the people in the south who just chill as fuck and just live under the sun and try and look for shade in the summertime, and some good swimming holes and some good people to hang with, and some good buds, and some good people to smoke the buds with, and to have some good times, play some music, and oh yeah, sorry, did I get lost in infinity? Alright, I'm going to come back a bit later with part 3. Hopefully I'll have 8 written out, and 9 and 10. See you on the other side.